my journey as a law graduate. Tips that helped me to get 15 points despite having barely 4 months to prepare for the main Jupeb exam. How did I study? I'm going to be spilling the tea. Come closer, get seated. I actually wanted to get 16 points. Just praying to God though and believing in God and believing that God will do it and writing down your goal. You have to put in the work. They always tell us you're one leg inside the school and you're one leg outside. One of my friends even had 16 points. One of my friend in that particular video graduated with a first class in law in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Yes, he had me right. That's how I was able to make 15 points, I think, and strike a balance.
Drag your ears. What am I saying? Register for the country. Can you use Jupeb abroad? Answer this question countless number of times. So if the school you are doing the Jupeb program in is writing an entrance exam, or you wrote an entrance exam, share to a friend who you think would also find this video helpful.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Mesuma here again, and this channel is all about fashion, lifestyle, skincare, my journey in life, my journey as a law graduate. It feels so good to use the word law graduate. If you don't know, I recently graduated from Abia State University. So if you're seeing my face for the first time, please be sure to watch this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe if you find this video helpful. And if you're a returning subscriber, of course, you know I love you so much. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering something very, very interesting. I'm getting this question all over my social media DMs. I've also been getting this question in the comment section in the very first video I did on Jupeb. Tips that helped me to get 15 points in Jupeb. How did I study? How was I able to do it? So in today's video, I'm going to be spilling the tea. I'm going to be telling you guys how I was able to make 15 points despite having barely 4 months to prepare for the main Jupeb exam. Just come closer, get seated. The very first thing on my list is the God factor. I'm a Christian and I believe so much in God. I believe in His power. I believe in what He can do. I believe in miracles. Not neglect the God factor. Hand over everything that you are doing into God's hands. The moment I resumed my Jupeb program, I handed over everything into God's hands. I prayed to God about it. I talked to God about it. I prayed with my family members. So pray to God about it. Tell God what you want. Table out what you want before God. If you want 15 points, if you want 16 points, if you want 14 points, if you want to study medicine and surgery, if you want law, whatever you want, tell God that this is what you want. Table it out before God. So I remember during my Jupeb program, I had a set of friends, and on the day of the exam, we held hands together and then we prayed. After our Jupep exam, the very day we finished our exam, like the last paper we wrote, we went straight to church and everybody just did like their individual prayers. The God factor is very, very important. It's something that you should not neglect. Note, this tip I'm giving you is not just solely on Jupep. It applies to everything academics in life. Another thing that helped me during my Jupep program was writing down your goals, writing down your vision. You know this verse of the Bible that says you should write down your goals. I'll be attaching the verse of the Bible somewhere here. So there's just this thing about writing down your goals and being able to like visualize them, like penning down what you want. I had a clear vision in mind. I had what I wanted to achieve getting Jupep. In fact, I actually wanted to get 16 points. Most of the times when I set my goals, I set goals that seem impossible to achieve, right? And that thing that helped me, I read. I read like my life depended on it. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even capping. I remember when I resumed Jupep and I resumed second semester, they had already taken the first semester exams. And then me just resuming, and a few days into resuming, I'm hearing, oh, those that didn't write the first semester exam, they are going to rewrite the first semester exam. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, I'm just resuming and I don't even know what's going on. And I'm hearing I have to rewrite first semester exam. I remember locking myself up in the room and then I read. I was able to cover 001 and 002. Although I was not able to grab everything I read, but the most important thing is that I put in the work I read. It's not just praying to God though and believing in God and believing that God will do it and writing down your goal, you have to put in the work. Even the Bible says faith without work is dead. So I read like my life depended on it. And there is also this thing that they always tell us when we are doing Jupeb. They always tell us your one leg inside the school and your one leg outside. So don't even see yourself as a regular student and don't be carried away with regular student events. Like, I mean, you know what you want, right? Like 200 levels straight up. So you have to actually put in the work to get the results that you want. It's not by saying, oh, okay, I'm going to get 15 points, or writing down you're going to get 15 points. You have to actually put in the work, not just reading. I read continuously. I read to understand. I read to like grasp what I was reading. So I didn't just read once, read the old one and old two, and then just abandon my books. I read and kept on reading and reading and reading. I read to be able to remember. So different people have like different reading patterns, right? So you know what works for you. If reading in the night works for you, fine, go for it. If reading in the daytime works for you, fine, go for it. Just do you. Figure out what works for you. If you have to recopy the whole textbook for you to be able to understand, fine, go ahead. Whatever reading pattern you have that works for you, just do it. Just do you. And make sure that no matter what you're doing, you actually understand and you can be able to remember. Another thing that helped me during my GPEP program was towards the exam period. I was able to use past questions to read. How was I able to get to these past questions? I was able to get past questions from my friends. I have no idea where they got the past questions from. I was able to look at the past question. So from the past questions, you can actually be able to tell, oh, am I prepared for this exam? Am I not prepared? If you can look at the past question and identify where the question is coming from and be able to answer it, okay, you know that at least you are like 80% ready for the exam. But if you're looking at the past question and it's looking all strange, you have to go back and like recheck. Another thing that helped me was the type of friends I made. Yes, I had friends that had like-minded goals and like-minded visions like me. You saw my last video on my Jupep experience. I'll be leaving the link to the video somewhere right here in case you have not seen the video yet. None of my friends there made below 13 points. They all had from 13 points and above. In fact, one of my friends even had 16 points. One of my friend in that particular video graduated with a first class in law in Nnamdi Azikiwe University. Yes, he had me right. So I was able to make friends with people that had like-minded goals, like-minded visions, like I did. And what this does is that it's able to help you like to streamline your path, to help you to like walk towards the direction that you are aiming for. I mean, this is not to say that you cannot have friends that are not academically minded, but I mean, you can have friends for everything. So, when I started my GPEP program, my friends were practically like my lodge mates. I had other people doing GPEP in my lodge, but for some reason, I didn't just click so much with them like I clicked with my friends. If you watched my last video on GPEP, what am I saying? I was able to make friends with people that were not just, oh, all after social life, they were also after the academic aspect of it. So someone asked me a question about how I was able to make 15 points, I think, and strike a balance. Okay, for me, I was just a secular student per se. I didn't actually strike a balance. I'm not even going to lie. I was just okay, all about go to school, go to church, my lodge, visit my friends, come back. Like I didn't go for parties, social events, stuffs like that during my GPEP program. I had limited time and I feel like even if I had enough time, I wouldn't have even done all that. But do what works for you. What I'm just going to tell you is that just know that you are one leg in and one leg outside. Do not be carried away by the social events. If you know that you can strike a balance, if you know that you can go for parties, do everything a student should do, and still be able to read your books, then just do it. But if you know that that is not going to work for you, if you know that you're someone who cannot divide your attention, then I would just say, just focus your attention on your books. That's the most important thing. That's what you came to school for, right? But if you can do all that, then why not just do it? As for me, I was still groaning over not getting admission. I was still feeling upset, still feeling bad. So I practically just stayed indoors. In fact, how I even met my friends was they were like, every time they'll see me passing and I'm not even talking to them and all that. Like I was practically like an introvert. That was how like we got talking. But I'm not saying you should be like me. If you know that you can strike a balance, if you know that you can be the life of the party and all that and still be able to read your book, then just do it. But if you can't, then focus on your books, my dear. Another thing that helped me was my secondary school background. I had a very, very good secondary school background. I mean, I went to one of the best secondary schools in Abia State. I attended Brightac Secondary School. So it was one of the best secondary schools during my time. And for Jupeb, you know that you're going to be doing three course subjects depending on the course you're going for. So for me, it was government, CRS, and literature. Most of the things in government, literature, and CRS, I had already learned them in secondary school. And I paid really close attention in secondary school when I was being taught. So it was not like totally strange to me for some of the things I was seeing like in the textbook. Although I think some part of the 004 was a bit strange, if I can remember, because that was like years ago. I mean, I did JUPEP in 2019 and this is 2025. Some of the things there I was able to like understand because I had a very good secondary school background. The only thing was it was a bit more advanced than what I had learned in secondary school. So I had to just stop up, and I'm not even going to lie, my secondary school background helped me a lot. So this is not to say that if you did not have a good secondary school background, you are not going to make up to 15 points or 16 points in Jupep. No, that's not even true. I know people in Jupep that they did not have a good secondary school background and they were able to make up to 14 points in Jupep. I also know people that left secondary school years ago. I mean, people that left secondary school like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that did the Jupep program that were able to make 15 points. Having a good secondary school background is actually a plus. But if you don't have a good secondary school background, then just read your book, try to understand. Tips have helped me generally in life. And if you're watching this video and you are finding these tips helpful, please just click on the subscribe button. You've seen my previous videos on Jupep, I mean my Jupep experience and all that. I'll also be leaving the link somewhere above and in the description box. And you have not subscribed to my channel, I mean that video has over 15K views and not all of you have subscribed yet. Ah, I tried to tell me that find the video helpful. Please do ensure to like, share, and subscribe. It's your way of showing me that you love me. It's your way of showing me that you found my video helpful. So please click on the subscribe button. If you're watching up to this point and you find this video helpful, also share to your friend who you feel might find this video helpful.
Another question I constantly get is, when should I register for direct entry? I would say whenever the direct entry portal is open. If you are registering for Jupeb and the direct entry portal is open as you are registering for Jupeb, then make sure you register for direct entry. Drag your ears. What am I saying? Register for direct entry. That's like one of the most important things. It's just like writing JAMB and WAEC. Direct entry is like the JAMB. Jupeb is like the WAEC. So you need both JAMB and WAEC to get admission into university. Make sure that you register for direct entry. When should you register for direct entry? Whenever the portal is open, as I said. Normally the portal should be open either when you are registering for your Jupep program, before or during your Jupep program. It is not after your Jupep program. After, except you want to use your Jupep results the next year, or for the next set, you want to enter school the next year, then that is when you should be registering for direct entry the next year. But just make sure you are registering for direct entry with your set. As for the month, the date the portal will be open, I have no idea. I also get questions of where you can buy the direct entry form from. In any JAMB accredited center, you can get the direct entry form from there. Any center that registers for JAMB will most likely be registering for direct entry. Drag your ears. What did I say? Make sure you are registering for direct entry. The question I actually get is, can you use Jupep abroad and how? I mentioned in my very first video that yes, you can use Jupeb abroad, but how you are going to use the Jupeb abroad, I have no idea. I just know that yes, Jupeb works abroad, but how that works, I have no idea. Just do your proper research, and I'm sure you'll be able to like find information on how to use Jupeb abroad. And that question I got is where can you find past questions from? Actually was able to get past questions from my friends. I do not know where they got the past questions from, but I would just advise that you use past questions that are like 3 sets, from 3 sets below your set. Yeah, so just use past questions. If you're doing Jupeb in 2025, use the one of 2024, 2023, 2022. I mean, you'll be able to see a pattern with the way they set their questions. This is not to say that patterns cannot change. Of course, patterns might change, but looking at the past questions, you'll be able to tell how prepared you are for the exams and how not prepared you are. And also syllabus can change as well. So what they might be teaching those that did Jupeb in 2019 or 2012 might not be what they are teaching you now. So I would just advise you use past questions from like 3 sets, 4 sets, thereabouts. Another question I get is, did you write any entrance exam? I've gotten these questions countless number of times. I've answered this question countless number of times too. I've even pinned it on the comment section in my first video on Jupeb. I did not write any entrance exam. So if the school you are doing the Jupeb program in is writing an entrance exam, or you wrote an entrance exam, I have no idea how that works. Just do your research, find out how that works, because I did not write any entrance exam. If you ask me again if I wrote any entrance exam, I'm not going to reply to your comments. That question actually gets is, did I attend classes every day? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I didn't attend classes every day, but I attended classes most of the time. The times when I didn't attend class, I was just tired. So I was practically in my lodge resting, and I'll make sure that I am able to read. But make sure you attend classes. There's just a thing about sitting down and listening to someone teaching actually. You might feel like it's not entering, but trust me, is actually entering. Try your possible best to attend classes, and I think attendance has like a certain percentage mark, although I don't know how that works. Try your possible best to like attend classes. And nothing that actually helped me before I forget during my Jupeb program was the second semester examination, and the lecturers in Unizik did an amazing job. Like, I'm not even going to lie, like they did an amazing job. They didn't just give us questions, they were able to give us the corrections to those questions. So you're able to tell, okay, this is what I feel, this is what I should do better, and you know, all that stuff. I mean, you might think that you're done reading, you've covered everything, but when the exam comes and you just see that, okay, you actually need to work on this and work on that. I've also got two questions of if the first and second semester exam matters. I have no idea if it matters, but what I know is that I wrote my second semester exam. Yeah, actually able to help me tell how prepared I was and how not prepared I was. So if you've watched this video up until this point and you found this video helpful, please do ensure to like, share to a friend who you think would also find this video helpful, and subscribe. If you are new to this channel and you found this video helpful, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe, and see you in my next video. Another question I've been getting constant. I just realized my mic stopped working at some point, so